Hi, Rasmus users. Today we're going to walk through all of the setup steps and the ins and outs of using the Boost integration from the Rasmus side. So first thing that I want to point out is that I am logged in as this user Jenna Boost test. When I'm on my own user homepage, I'll be able to see my upcoming appointments that are scheduled in Boost. Let's take a minute and talk through how we can get appointments from Boost to pull over to Rasmus. The first thing that we're going to want to talk about is getting your clients and your users linked to their Boost profiles. To do so, you're going to go to Client, and I want to point out a quick little trick. From the client page, we can add in a few additional columns so that you can easily see which clients are or are not linked to Boost. So I'm going to select these options here at the bottom, and now I can easily see which of my clients are not linked to Boost. I'm going to go ahead and choose this client, and from this page right here, I can select link it to Boost. Now, if my client was already linked, then I'd see just an option to update that user reference. In this circumstance, I can see all of the clients that are available to be linked, and I could select the client and hit save. I'm not going to do that in this circumstance, but I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel, and that's how you would go about linking your clients. If you have a client that you want to change the linking for, you're going to select the client, you would hit edit, and then you can change the linking as necessary. You can also show any references that are already linked to other clients in the system. Okay, let's talk about linking users. It's going to be a very similar situation. We're going to go to Settings, Organization, Users. Same trick, we can come over here to our gear icon and show whether or not those users are linked to Boost or not. Same thing, I can click into the user and link them to their Boost profile, and that link will be here on the profile page. The environment that I'm showing you right now is a little bit different than what you're going to be seeing, but just you want to look for this link to Boost right here, and then you would be able to link your user to their Boost profile. And again, if you want to unlink or change the linking at any point, you'd click in. Same thing, we'd edit this and you can unlink if you want to. So that's how we go about ensuring that our clients and our users are linked to their Boost profiles. They have to be linked in order for their appointments to come up in Rasmus. Let's talk about a couple of other quick tricks as well. The next thing I want to show you is here under Settings, we're going to go to Organization and we're going to go to User Privileges. A quick tip is to make sure that the My Schedule page is turned on for any of your users that will be running appointments from Boost in Rasmus. And I'll show you what this looks like in just a second. So to view my appointments, I can go to my schedule page and I can see a daily, weekly, or monthly view of all of my appointments that are scheduled in Boost. This is nice because I can view things from the past as well as my current appointments. If I click on my name in the top left corner, I'm just going to be able to see my upcoming appointments. If I navigate to a client, then I can select the Appointments tab if that's turned on for my user role in the same place I just showed you my schedule. Then I can hit Appointments and see all of the appointments for that particular learner as well. I can see which ones have already been rendered over to Boost, which ones are completed and maybe just waiting to be rendered, and those that haven't been run at all. So let's talk about how you can actually run a session and send the appointment to Boost. I'm going to do this by going to the learner's homepage. The other thing I want to point out is that when we see the appointment, we can select Go to Client, and that's going to take me to the client's homepage also. I can see here that I have a scheduled appointment, so I'm going to start my session. It's going to indicate that it's linked to this scheduled appointment. And if I want to change the linking at that point, I can unlink it or change the appointment at this stage. I'm going to hit the little play button to start my session. I can take data, toggle between my programs here, and go ahead and finish my session. I'm going to finish up my note. And in this circumstance, I am going to adjust my times. This is something that you can choose to include in your note templates or not. You can allow people to edit this or not, but keep in mind that these are the times that will get sent over to Boost as the times that the appointment was run for. Now, I just want to point out here that these times that I put in these start and finish times in my note have also updated these times. This is the time that will get sent over to Boost. So those will be the times for the completed appointment. Anytime we see a red chip here on this activity, that shows me that it's linked to an appointment. I can minimize this at any point if I just want to see the data that was taken. Maximizing this shows me the note. But again, this important part here is this chip. Once all required signatures on the note have been collected and your note's been finished, then you'll get this blue bar at the top. If you don't see the blue bar, or if it's orange, that means that either the requirements for the note haven't been met, or if there's no red chip, that means that it's not linked to an appointment. I can link an activity to an appointment at any time by selecting link to appointment. So as you can see, I've just unlinked it. I can relink it very easily by linking my appointment that way. Once I'm ready to send this over to Boost, I just hit send now. That's going to change the status of my activity here in Rasmus to completed. And I'm going to get a nice green bar across the top showing me that my information on this activity has been sent over to Boost, and that's going to complete my appointment on the Boost side. If I want to review the history for this client, I can click history and review all of the completed activities. Again, I can see that this status right here means it's transferred to Boost. This one has a pending note. And there's a few other status options as well, which we'll get into in just a moment here. So the next thing that I want to point out is that you can review all appointments and you can review all activities that have been sent or that are in some sort of pending stage using our reporting tab. And I want to talk about a couple of useful activities reports that I like to utilize just to make sure that we stay organized and make sure that everybody is completing their appointments and sending them over to the Boost integration. So on the activities reporting page, we can add various filters. A really useful one is going to be activities that are completed and that are linked to an appointment. Now, whoops. So we can see here that I have an example of a completed activity that is linked to an appointment. And one of the really useful features is that I can then bulk send activities that are completed and have been linked to an appointment. I can save this filter view. I like to call it the bulk send view. This allows you to very easily review any activities in Rasmus sessions that have been run but haven't been sent over to Boost to complete those appointments on the Boost side. The other thing that you can look out for is ones that are potentially not linked to an appointment. So we want to see ones that are completed, but they haven't been linked to an appointment yet. That way you can go in there and see if they do need to be linked to an appointment. In this circumstance, there isn't one to link it to. So you would need to go into Boost and add that appointment in order to get it linked. So those are a couple of the useful reports on the activities reporting, but there's a lot of different things that you can do with activities reporting to review sessions. We have this little gear icon right here. where you can add in certain appointment information to the activities overview page. And that's going to, again, give you IDs and things like that as well, that if you ever need to reach out to the Boost team or the High Rasmus team about a particular appointment, it'll help guide us in that. The other thing is that if you click on your own name, you can go to your own activities in the system as well. And you have a lot of these same capabilities here also. You can filter, you can add in different bits of information into this page here. But again, if we want to set up linked to an appointment and status completed, there's not going to be any in this circumstance. But you'd be able to bulk send those from here as well for your own activities. So just a couple of tips and tricks there to be able to easily send things over to Boost from High Rasmus. So that concludes the general overview of using High Rasmus integrated with Boost.